This is the trading review for the 1st of August 2022. It was my first time trading live, but I was only able to take one trade live because of the uh, margin restrictions, but also because the balance on my account is pretty low. And I'm gonna deposit now that I've got more information regarding the margin restrictions, so they're gonna be fixed and they're gonna go back to normal. So all I have to do is deposit more money into the account, and I'll be able to trade live. But yeah, it was unfortunate that I couldn't trade. I couldn't take more trades live, and the first trade I took today was a difficult day. We opened uh, either in the middle of the range or in the case of Apple, exactly at the point where I wanted to take the trade. And the problem with that is that that meant that I had to wait a long time to take a trade, and I got a little bit desperate. I think I wanted to just take trades and see how I did today, but I think that's normal because it's my first time trading live in a while. But I need to keep in mind that it's all about the process. So we're gonna try doing that. I took an R4 reversal trade, and it was a good attempt, I guess. But usually, what happens is that you either have a breakout from R4, and then you set value here, and you bounce from R3 and R4. So it isn't the best entry, but I've taken it before, and you can see here that we just tested R3 on AMD during the day. So an okay trade. You were aiming for R3 for this R4 reversal, but we didn't open near R3. We actually opened near S2. So I should have avoided it and perhaps not even trading this unless we gapped up from R4, which we did here. And I should have taken it at the break of the 5 minute and the 1 minute here for a long, and it will have worked pretty well actually. Or play the reversal. So I can tell now that I did lose my patience, and this reversal at 11, I don't think I will have been able to take it because it wasn't a nice setup. We had the crossing moving averages later, so I will have to make an entry on a pullback, and you don't want to do that really. So that's my first trade on AMD, an R4 reversal, which is not the best. So we're gonna see what happened here. So it was a short. How did AMD behave as an oh no, this was not the reversal. This was the not BPA reversal. It was an R4 reversal. So it was a short side day, and AMD was bullish. We open inside. That's the problem. Yeah, the other trade that didn't work out was an inside day. So that was an inside day. So I have to be careful. Yeah, it was an outside. Sorry, It was an outside day, but it's too soon to come to conclusions. Did it work? An R for reversal? No, I got. So maybe I should avoid taking. BPA reversals were really good with me. Yes. No. What was the volume profile here? Yes, yes, yes. I think C. My psychological level was a C. gonna see what happens here. So that's my short from R4, which failed, and it actually, this is why you really need confirmation. And I guess in retrospect, making an entry when the 5 minutes is a little bit bullish, even though we had a little bit of sell pressure, it's not enough. So I should have had a doji. Maybe if maybe after this candle, but we never broke down. In the contrary, we broke up, and I should have planned for a breakout. So that's a bad reading. But yeah, so I need to practice this more. Now my second trade was an Apple R3 short, and I think this was a very good trade. My entry was perfect, but I got out at break even, so it just cancels out. I had a perfect entry on this one, and then we had a confirmation with this doji, but I got cold feet when we crossed the. We almost had a crossing of the 9 and 20, and they changed slope, and we closed above them, and then we tried to reach R3 again, and market was strong. So I arbitrarily decided that it was a good idea to get out at break even, because if we pushed through R3, I felt that I was just gonna get stopped out, and my stop loss was at 163.38, so it was a 20-cent stop loss, and you can see that we got within 1 cent of being stopped out actually, but we didn't get stopped out. We wouldn't have gotten stopped out, and actually we ran all the way to R3. So my entry was perfect. I don't or very close to perfect. I didn't get a better entry because of my sizing. I had to switch quickly to my simulation account to take a trade because I couldn't afford taking live trades. So I got out. Nail it's not measurable. So I missed out on this big move after a while. So yeah, you just need a lot of patience, and it didn't offer any other entry until much later. So I had the perfect entry, but I talked myself out of that trade. So, but for this trade to work, I had to wait 2 hours, 3 hours, almost 3 hours. But it's worth it because it had a beautiful run. So, just bad on my part. Maybe these entries on the 1 minute are very difficult to time, but they will have worked. Make my entry here stop loss at the top of the wick using the 1 minute profit. Once again, profit, and then maybe add on this break. It will have been a good trade. But I talked myself out of this trade. I have to accept losses. I don't know why I'm doing things wrong. So it's very unfortunate. And then my last trade that I took that actually resulted in a loss was Roblox. It came up in the scanner, and it was actually a bad trade. I did break my rules. I shouldn't have done that, especially on my perfect setup. I was just trying to make up for the losses on I was just trying to make up for the losses, so it doesn't make much sense that I took this trade. It was very tempting because you have the 9 and 20 very close to each other and crossing and then turning negative. So that's one signal, but you need many signals coming together, and once you have all of them, that's when you pull the trigger. But I pulled the trigger based off one signal out of the fear and desire to just make up my losses. And instead of doing that, I actually ended up just adding more to my losses. So it wasn't in anticipation. You can see that at 11:25, 26, 11:30, we actually had the setup. We have the break of the 9 and 20. I could have made my entry here with a 10-cent stop loss and 4R return here. Maybe 3-4R here. And then maybe we had it later on in the day, like at 12:45. But we didn't really have it. 12:53. Yeah, we actually had another possible entry here for an even bigger drop, but I just lost my patience. Other days I just wait and wait and wait, which is why I actually had good days. But not this day. I got desperate and I wanted to just leave and do other stuff. I don't know why. Maybe I was tired. I shouldn't have woken up too early. I think that was my issue. I woke up at 2 a.m. and just killed time until it was 4:35 a.m. and then I started to get ready. So maybe I got desperate. But anyways, this was my trade. My rational was entering on a pullback, but that's not good enough. It's completely out of the zone. It's a net failure trade. Short, it's an outside day actually. We open inside from history actually, and we had a slightly bearish. It didn't work. We're disappointed. Did we make an entry after compression? Not really. No. Yes, 5 minute break. No. Awful trading. No. Yes. No doji. And no EMAs crossing and negative. So 2 rules. So pretty disappointing that I broke my rules on my first day trading live. Did I take all the trades that I saw? I think I did, but I just pulled myself out of it, and they were not big quality. So I was not afraid to take trades. On the contrary, I kind of like patience. I was too trigger happy, and the qualities were not there. I think I found it difficult to accept my loss on AMD because immediately I found out that I was very wrong, and I realized that I should have done the opposite. That an R4 breakout made more sense. The previous 5 minute candle was bullish, so what was I doing there? I was basing my entry on the 1 minute with expectation. So I was trading with expectation, and I was not reading the market. So for tomorrow, I probably will trade sim, not because I want to, but because I need to deposit money to trade comfortably with live, even though it's a small size. The balance is just way too low to take $5 trades. So disappointed that I broke the rules, but that's just today. Tomorrow is a different day, so we're gonna try to perform better and just focus entirely on the process and be more rested as well.